Have you ever watched a symphony orchestra and wondered how all those different instruments come together to create one beautiful piece of music? Well, it's all about the conductor. A modern broadcast studio? It's pretty much the same thing, just with a lot more electronics. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the studio's unseen conductor, the studio control system.
And just for a little context, what you're watching is part 15 of a 40-part series all about modern broadcast studios, brought to you by Virtualization Options LLC.
So let's start with the big central problem, right? In a live broadcast, you are juggling cameras, audio mixers, graphic systems, video servers, you name it. And they're often from totally different manufacturers. How on earth do you manage all of that live without it just turning into absolute chaos?
I mean, just look at this. This is the kind of complexity we're dealing with. Every single screen, every button, every fader you see there is an instrument in our broadcast orchestra. And they all need to be told exactly what to do at the exact right millisecond. That's the scale of the challenge. So, who's the conductor?
Well, that's where this comes in. The answer is the studio control system. This is the conductor's baton. It's the central intelligence that brings order and, frankly, sanity to the entire production.
So what is this thing really? Think of it as a centralized brain that connects all those separate, distinct pieces of gear. It lets a single operator, or even an automated script, manage the whole shebang through one interface. This creates perfectly timed, coordinated workflows. It's not just a tool, it's the central nervous system of the entire studio.
And you can really see the difference here. On the left, that's the old way. You've got separate systems, multiple people trying to stay in sync, and, let's be honest, a huge risk of errors. But on the right, with an integrated control system, you get a single interface, a smooth, coordinated workflow, and a massive boost in reliability. It's literally the difference between noise and music. Okay, but for a conductor to lead, they've got to be able to communicate with every musician, right? The control system is no different. It has to speak the language of every single device in the studio. And these devices, well, they often speak very different languages, or as we call them in the biz, protocols.
Let's break down the three main ways these systems talk to each other. First, you've got GPIO. The easiest way to think about this is a simple light switch. It's either on or it's off. It's fantastic for basic triggers like start playback, but it can't really carry any complex information. Then there's serial control. This was the standard for a lot of older gear. It sends more detailed commands, but it's stuck in a one-to-one connection and doesn't like going over long distances. And finally, we have IP network control, the language of all modern equipment.
And this slide really shows you how far we've come. On the left, legacy control meant a separate, physical wire for every single command. Can you imagine the rat's nest of cables behind the rack? But on the right, you have modern IP control. It sends incredibly flexible and powerful commands over a standard computer network. This is an absolute game changer, and it's what makes things like remote operation possible.
Now, all this talk about protocols and IP can feel a little abstract. So let's make it real. Let's watch how a control system conducts a solo performance with just one instrument from our orchestra.
And our soloist for this little demo is going to be this, a robotic PTZ camera. PTZ stands for pan, tilt, zoom. You see these everywhere in modern studios. They can move and adjust all on their own, but something has to tell them how and when to move.
Okay, so here's the chain of events, and remember, this all happens in the blink of an eye. First, an operator wiggles a joystick. The control system, our brain, instantly translates that physical movement into a digital command using an IP protocol. The camera's motors respond, panning and tilting. But it doesn't stop there. At the exact same time, the system is firing off other commands to adjust things like the camera's iris and focus. And it's also talking to the production switcher, telling it to turn on that camera's little red tally light so everyone knows it's live on air. One simple human action triggers this perfectly synchronized cascade of events. It's pretty amazing.
So, controlling one camera, that's one thing. But conducting the entire orchestra, that brings a whole new level of complexity. Let's talk about the real-world challenges engineers face when they try to get all these different systems to play nicely together. Getting all this integrated is a serious juggling act. Engineers are basically UN translators dealing with dozens of different protocols. They have to coordinate timing down to the microsecond. They have to constantly track the state of every single device. Is it on? Is it busy? What's it doing right now? And on top of all that, they have to worry about what happens when things go wrong, plus security, plus making sure the whole system can grow. It is a massive, massive puzzle to solve. So where does the brain of our conductor actually live? Well, more and more, it's right here. Now this rack, this doesn't look like an old school TV studio, does it?
Nope, it looks like an IT data center, and that's because it pretty much is. This is the physical proof of the convergence between broadcast and information technology. The conductor has officially moved into the server room.
And this really brings us to the key takeaway from all of this, which is summed up perfectly here. Engineers who can bridge broadcast operations knowledge and IT integration skills become invaluable in modern facilities. This is the core message. The person who understands both the creative needs of a broadcast and the nitty-gritty technical reality of network protocols, that's the person who can truly conduct this modern orchestra.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. As the equipment racks in studios start to look more and more like the server racks you'd find in any data center, is the next great broadcast engineer actually an IT expert in disguise? It's a question that really gets to the heart of where this entire industry is going.